Good morning, students. All the very best. Do well in your exams. As you know, the portions for our monthly exam, the hour of truth and the summit. So, the first lesson, it's a supplementary reader. It's a play, The Hour of Truth, written by Percival Wilde. Already, you know the story. Since you already know the story, even though I want to tell you in short. So, just get ready to listen. So the characters are Robert Baldwin, Martha, John, and Evie. And Mr. Marshall. The scene is set. See, every drama is a scene and time. Setting. Setting and timing is very important. So here, the timing is the Sunday afternoon. Setting is a Baldwin's cottage. So Baldwin is head of the family. Robert Baldwin has gone outside. His wife and children are anxiously waiting for his arrival. The sky is so dark. So dark means it's going to rain. The family is expecting that it will rain and they don't know whether Balvin would take his umbrella or not. So this is a kind of love towards the head of the family. While the family is waiting for Robert, who are in the family? Baldwin, John Gresham Baldwin, Martha, and Evie. So these people are waiting. So Robert Baldwin gone outside. So the family, waiting for Baldwin's arrival, they are talking themselves about John Gresham, on whose bank Mr. Baldwin worked. So John Gresham is a senior officer. Robert Baldwin worked under him. Now, due to financial crisis, bank was closed and John Gresham is found guilty. Criminal. He's committed mistake. He fraudulent. He did his fraudulent for that and he is in jail. From their talk, it is evident that John Gresham, it's trial is on the next day. Trial means interrogation. We used to put guilty in the witness box. We ask related, we hearing for the next day, and John Baldwin is giving evidence against him, but John Gresham calls him that day. They are very anxiously to know why he calls Baldwin. Evie has doubt whether Baldwin is involved in a wrecking of the bank because the newspaper is mentioning that and Baldwin does not say anything against it. Martha tells that the newspaper is unfair to him. She is very devoted to her husband. Since Baldwin is working under Gresham's order, the family has a doubt whether he involved in the bank crash. See, you must know one thing. Robert Baldwin is a very honest and upright. He's a man of uprightness, right? But Martha strongly believes that Baldwin never did anything at all. He found out the bank crash by accident. See, he even didn't know about the accident. Accident means this incident has happened. John immediately says that he saw Donovan. So John is a son of Robert Baldwin. Donovan is another assistant cashier. The last day they met at the athletic club. Donovan was working there for 8 years. The news came like a bolt out of a clear sky. John has suspicion that his father must have he must have about it because he is the only witness against John Gresham. Since he was named after John Gresham, John feels that because of John Gresham, his name is damaged. See, even he mentioned that John Gresham has acquired a lot of wealth in these 20 years. That manager earned a lot of wealth these 20 years. But while his father is getting just $60 a week. Martha tells that her husband is never compliant and is very dedicated to his work. Whatever John Gresham asked him to do without revolting it, he obeyed. Finally, Robert Baldwin comes in the house. Everyone wants to how the crash happened in the bank. He tells that even he knows what John Gresham is doing only one day before the crash. See, as I told in the earlier, our Robert Baldwin didn't know the incident. He got to know only before the crash. It is under his pressure that John Grisham closed the bank. He even tells them why John Grisham asked him to meet. So the family members is eagerly waiting why he did send for him. John Grisham want him to tell, I don't remember. Just these three words. When the court asks, when the judge and the solicitor ask anything about the bank crash to Robert Baldwin, he has to say, I don't remember. See, how could do that? How could uh, that John Grisham to do? No, so if Robert Baldwin does this, he will get $100,000. 100,000 means 1 lakh, right? But Robert Baldwin is an honest man, so he does not accept this proposal. But when the whole family hears about the money, their mind begins to change. They began to convince John Grisham. Martha wants to know whether the depositors would lose any money, whether the money he is accept to give to Robert Baldwin, it is whether if the money belongs to depositors or not. So Robert Baldwin, Baldwin replies that no one will lose anything. Thus, the family comes to know that the money is safe. So, John Grisham crime was that he misappropriated the funds. The family begins to persuade. So, here you have to know, depositor won't lose the money. For these words, he has to lie. He will get $1,000. $100,000. Persuade the family, started persuade Robert Baldwin to say lie and to help John Grisham. At first, Robert Baldwin is shocked. He never expected that this day would come. Martha tells him that since they named their son's name after John Grisham, it will be a disgrace to their son. Also, it was John Grisham who sponsored John's baptizing, naming ceremony. That is. With these words, she forces Robert Baldwin to help John Grisham. According to Evie, she is the only smart girl. If John Grisham tells the depositor that he will pay everything back to the next day, they will hate Robert Baldwin for sending John Grisham to jail. So there is a logic, right? John Grisham is agree that he pay back all the depositors' money. After public, the depositor will feel, how he's a good man, he ready to give the money, but we are already sent him jail. There is a chance to feel guilt, So John supports by saying, nobody wants to see him punished. He also feels that if John Grisham does not go to jail, he will start a business where Robert Baldwin can become his partner. This makes Robert Baldwin to get angry. So Martha tries to convince Robert Baldwin by saying that now John is a sole breadwinner. Breadwinner means he is the only man earning money for the family. But his income is not sufficient for the family to survive. If Robert accepts $100,000 from John Grisham, the family can lead a cozy life. Cozy means comfortable life. So here now we are in climax of the play. Robert Baldwin never thinks that his family will change after hearing the amount which John Grisham will pay. If Robert Baldwin says, I don't remember in the court, it makes him sad. He calls, hypocrites, the people will call them liars, thieves. Still, the family persuades him to accept the money. By this time, Mr. Marshall, the president of the Third National is the bank name, arrives in the home. He gives a piece of happy news that Robert Baldwin and his family by telling that a good position is awaiting for Robert Baldwin. He already lose his job in the bank. It was closed, So now he offering another job, another position in the Third National. He hears from John Grisham that Baldwin has refused to tell a lie in the court, which prompted John Grisham. So already John Grisham is agree and confessed that he persuaded Robert Baldwin to tell a lie. That is also he know that Robert Baldwin never says that. So he confessed. Then confessed that Mr. Marshall is impressed by his honesty. As the play is going to end, as the play ends, he tells Robert Baldwin's family, I can only say to you what every man will be saying tomorrow, how highly I honor and respect your husband. So finally, Mr. Marshall is the man who is highly appreciated. Our Robert Baldwin for being very honest and very straightforward, always following his policy. So in this, why I'm telling this, in this part you must read for the paragraph. Okay, you must be ready for the paragraph questions from this lesson, and by telling all this summary you have to write it. So just be ready for the summary. And I always appreciate students those who are writing their own slang. Write it in your word, just elaborate it. Whatever I am giving, that will be gifted, and I need just a creative student that you're going to recreate it. Okay, then next, let's say summit. Another, the summit. Summit, this is an extraordinary lesson. It was an expedition that 6 men at the camp, they started their climbing from South Col, that is Edmund Hillary, Tenzing, George Low, Alfred Gregory, and 2 Sherpas. Sherpas means the people, Himalayan people, living in Nepal, that Tibet, who are famous for their skills as mountaineers. Okay, the team went. What is that stuff in it? What is the concept? Why do they want to say? No, it was an unforgettable day. The story of ascent of Everest is one of comradeship and teamwork, formed through the dangers and difficulties met and overcome together. Perhaps after the climbing of this great mountain, by Edmund Hillary and Tenzing, others will find their own Everest. So this is what the moral. This is what that profound concept in it. For their, so we have Everest in our life. For there are still many opportunities for adventure, and some are close at and others are far away in distant lands. See here, look at the sentence in the text. Not all the adventures are exciting, nor is adventure is found in only upon a mountain. So not only in the mountain we have go through the adventures, we facing adventure in every life. So there are Everest to be compared life climbed in our everyday life, given selflessness and resolve which enabled men to climb Everest. There is no height, no depth, but the spirit of a man guided by a higher spirit cannot attain. So these are the most epic words. One who faced some kind of difficulties and went through the struggle in their life, we need that, we have to consider our life is Everest, right? So every day we have to climb step by step, we have to move, we have to face our days. So here children, I would like to read the part, read the glossaries, and also read the synonyms from the text itself. So go through the lines. Synonyms and antonyms are taken inside the text. You cannot find it book back. Okay, every line you must read every line from the text. If you don't understand any words, go through the refer dictionary, or you ask me personally, I will tell you. Okay, next part, come to idioms, 1 mark. So read the short answer as usual, part 1, part 2. Short answer, first part, based on your reading the text, answer in a sentence, 2 words, that is, again answer the following questions, 2 or 3 sentences. So short answer, part 1, part 2. And the paragraph you must read all. Come to this vocabulary activities, all the vocabularies. Some of the idiom have been given here. So first, the idiom they told, what is that? It is clear out of the sky from like hour of truth. So here also we have some idioms. For this, wait for the dust to settle, it means wait for the correct situation to clear, and do the maths around the corner, fetch and carry. This kind of idioms and phrases you have to read. Again, the give some of the examples is given. Fill in the blanks with the right idioms and choose from above given idioms. So exercises, read. Come to phrasal verb. Actually, phrasal verb is nothing but one main verb followed by and preposition is called phrasal verb. So main verb separately, all alone gives a separate meaning, but when he followed by another preposition, it gives different meaning. Okay, see, for example, took over. Took means we have to take past of take one thing, but over is a another preposition. So took over is a one main verb took and also followed by preposition and gives different meaning like a take lead, going first. So this is what another, there are a few phrasal verb is given, read that. Finally compound words. Compound words, two words making given another important making sentence. It will be joined by two words and give the same meaning, and here that's it. And also singular plural that you will facing all the question paper, you will writing. So these are the parts, students. So once again I'm telling, read the hour of truth summary, just ready for the summary and the submit from prose. You must read all the vocabulary skills including phrasal verb, compound words, idioms and phrases, singular plural, that is and short answer paragraph, synonyms and antonyms from the book inside. So I hope you will read better and study better. Do excellence in your exam. All the very best. Write well and get more marks. Thank you, children. Study well. Work hard, ma. Thank you.